afternoon. Welcome once again to Northern Kentucky Spotlight, where you learn all the great things happening across the Northern Kentucky Metro and more. I'm Catherine Nero, your host, alongside Jeremy Schran, the Marketing and Communications Director for the Northern Kentucky Chamber. We got a lot of good stuff today, including I'm excited about this. Coming up soon, we're going to talk about the Florence Y'alls.
Yes.
That's so exciting. Okay.
So much
but
fun.
Beyond all of that, that's ahead. But we want to thank our title sponsor, as always, CVG, for making this possible. And by the way, if you enjoy the Northern Kentucky Spotlight, go ahead and hit subscribe if you're listening to this on the podcast. Hit like if you're watching on Facebook. We'll take all the love we can get. Also, the studio sponsor, the L&N Federal Credit Union, thank you as well to you guys, as always. All right, so we've got another good show. In addition to the Y'alls, more stuff coming your way, too.
We've got Jennifer Voorhees. She's from the Voorhees team at Keller Williams Realty Services, and she's going to talk to us about some trends and how it is definitely a seller's market.
You know it.
And then also we got Tom Winstall from Enervise, and they're an HVAC company. So we'll hear about
And the fun fact is back, Jeremy.
Yes, fun fact. Okay, this is a really interesting one that brought to you by Joni, who works here at the Chamber.
Perfect.
She usually is listening at this time, so I want to give her a shout out. So, Northern Kentucky, there's a Northern Kentucky native nominated for a Grammy Award for Best Rap Song. Not exactly.
I never thought I'd hear those words all put together.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest with you.
It's DJ Corbett, and his has been nominated as a writer and producer in the Best Rap Song category for Racks in the Middle, and it was performed by the late hip-hop artist Nipsey Hussle.
So we'll have to see how that does come Grammy Awards night.
Yes.
All right, we can claim it. Somebody local to watch. Hey, there's lots of local folks to watch right here on Northern Kentucky Spotlight, so stick with us. We'll be right back with a great set of interviews.
Sometimes life is hectic. Choosing a mortgage lender shouldn't be. The L&N 5-5 Mortgage offers competitive rates, no PMI, and up to 100% financing. That's a mortgage that comes with peace of mind. Whether you're purchasing a new home or refinancing, you'll feel right at home with L&N. We're local, trusted, and we'll be here for you even after your closing. Call 800-292-2905 and get started on your 5-5 mortgage. L&N Federal Credit Union. Welcome home.
And welcome back to Northern Kentucky Spotlight. We have talked about here, Jeremy, on this podcast several times about real estate, this market, and how it's such a big deal, not only here, but across the state of Kentucky. And we're not alone. Our first guest today is Jennifer Voorhees from the Voorhees team of Keller Williams Realty Services. So, Jennifer, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, let's start. Tell us about your team, because this encompasses a lot. You cover a lot of Kentucky.
I do. We sell in Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana. We also have a startup team in Lexington and Louisville. I'm a Kentucky girl, so born and bred here. We have 9 people on our team. So what makes us really unique is you get all of us for like the price of one, which is great. Myself, I do most of all the listings on our team. We have a couple buyers agents. We have a full-time marketing specialist. We have a contract to close, so when we get you pending, she takes you all the way to the closing table with a big bow on the end of it. And then we have a listing specialist, so when I go and take your listing, we do the paperwork, and then Sadie will actually call in to our photographer or drone specialist, get all that set up, and then she works her magic in getting all that in the MLS and the 300 some websites that we're on.
Wow.
So it's really unique on the way that real estate's kind of evolved into the team aspect.
Yeah.
It sounds also very efficient, because everybody's doing a very specific job and probably can get it done a lot quicker.
Well, everybody teaches us the business, you stay in your top 20%, and my top 20% is people, and that's what I'm really good at. And then their top 20% is the buy side or the sell side or doing, the marketing piece. So it's worked out really beautifully.
So having such a big team, I bet you have a lot of expertise and know what kind of trends are coming up. So what kind of trends have you seen over the past couple of months, maybe last year or so?
Probably the last couple of years. So we saw a huge seller's market hit about 4 years ago, and it's really not went away. If anything, it's gotten a lot stronger. We just had 2 multiple offers last night on our team, which by the grace of goodness that we won, which was a really good thing. So you're listing your house right now. Most of the time you're selling it within, anywhere from the first day on the market to maybe about the 12th. If you're in that specific market. So my listing presentation is, okay, what's plan B? Because we're going to have to figure out where you're going to go before I can list your house, because I do not want to make anyone homeless.
What does that mean, though, for the buyer? Since it's a seller's market, if you're looking to buy, what does that mean?
So when we have our buyers consults, we are completely transparent with these buyers. They have to understand that we need to really get into the property as soon as possible, and everyone works, right? So we go in with technology, which is great. So we'll have our iPhones on, and we will sometimes just Skype them in to a home. And sometimes we need to put that house in contract before they even get off work that day. So it's very unique, the market that we're in, and it's very stressful for the buyers. We had one buyer, actually one of the buyers we're working with right now has lost out on 4 homes so far for multiple offers, and we put property or contract in on all 4. So it's very stressful. You have to have a proactive agent or agents, however you're handling your business, but they have got to get out there and they have got to know what's on the market first. And we do a lot of cold calling to try to get people that have not put their house on the market yet, or they're thinking about selling, or really don't even know how much money they had in their home, because when the housing market crashed, a lot of people still think they're in arrears, where they're growing so much in equity, they just really don't have that education to know that.
Wow.
So is the seller's market going away anytime soon?
Well, funny that you might ask. We just met with, Steve Stevens. He's the CEO of the Kentucky Realtors, and he pretty much said it's not going anywhere anytime soon. We had a little bit of a decline, which is literally like a percentage that went down just a little bit, but it's going to be strong even with the presidential election this year. Sellers are going to, be able to pretty much get 100% of whatever they're listing for, as long as it's within market standard, and buyers just know that they're going to have to pay 100% or above, and you will not believe how many times the buyers have to write the offer above to get the offer accepted now.
Is that everywhere, or is it in certain areas?
That's a great question, and unfortunately it is just in certain areas. Union is a hot pocket right now in northern Kentucky. The River City's on fire.
Really?
They are on fire. All the renovation that's happening, our new music center that's coming down there, so a lot of buyers are looking in that Newport area. And then just a fun fact for you all, not a lot of people know this.
We love fun facts.
I love fun facts.
Only Grant County, which is my hometown, and the River Cities allow Airbnbs legally. So many investors are coming into the area knowing that it's affordable, right, to purchase homes. And now they can not just have rental properties, they can actually have Airbnbs, which is almost, double, sometimes triple,
absolutely.
What your rate of return would be. So it's really interesting. Yeah.
So what's one piece of advice, or the most important piece of advice, I should say, for somebody trying to buy or sell?
Well, let's start with the sell first. You have to make sure that you have somebody that's going to be a bulldog about your money. Negotiation is so important because the net of what the sellers are going to keep is important to them. And a lot of the times they don't want to say that, but it is. Money is important. You worked your whole life to buy that property. Sometimes normally your biggest asset, right? So you need someone that's really, really understanding not just the market, but how to negotiate and keep that money in their pocket. Secondly is HGTV is great, but it doesn't really work in this market.
Right.
So you need to have someone that understands the market, like a great professional. Anyone can get a real estate license. It takes a true professional to know how to do real estate. So have them always ask, whomever they're interviewing, how long have you been doing realty? How many properties have you sold?
In which areas?
In which
key,
areas?
Right? Yeah.
Absolutely. And just knowing the market, making sure that the sellers are taking the real estate agents through an interview, because since I became a realtor in 2013, I think we're up, and this is almost right on key, 600 to 700 new realtors.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, so do you want experience selling or do you want someone brand new? And I used to be new. That is just really, really key for your sellers.
So what about if you're interviewing a real estate agent? It's not always, I know this one down the street, so what questions should people be asking?
Well, I actually have 12 questions that I send all of the people that are thinking about interviewing me. And the number one question is, how long have you been selling real estate? It's really important to know that. If you are going to have a major surgery, wouldn't you want to know how long that doctor's been doing that procedure? And this isn't surgery, but it is surgery on your home, and you have to make sure that you're keeping all that money in your pocket. So that's a really good one. What pockets do you sell in? What's your average day on the market? What's your marketing techniques? How do you get things sold? And with us, we have our marketing manager that takes care of all of that for us. So
Excellent.
that's really, really important.
All right, well, we're kind of running up on our time here, so you get the question of the month. We're focused on health and wellness during the month of January here at the Chamber. So what is one thing you've been doing to focus on health and or wellness?
Sure. Well, very lucky that I get to go and work out a lot, thank goodness. I actually bought a Peloton 4 years ago before Peloton.
Before they were cool, yeah.
Or not cool, depending on the
one way or the other. So I'm on my Peloton about once every other day, if not every other day. And then I stand up at work. I don't sit down. So I have a treadmill that goes under my desk. So I walk while I work.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
That is efficiency right
It's
there.
efficient.
Getting it all done at one time.
Absolutely.
Jennifer, thank you so much.
Thank
We
you for having
appreciate
me.
it. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah. You're thinking about selling, now's the time, right? I know my husband's like, I'm thinking about this one. All right, we are going to be right back. We got a lot of headlines for y'all. That's a hint. But first, let's hear this word from CVG. CVG Airport is the lowest fare airport in the tri-state region with 54 nonstop flights and direct international service to 7 destinations, including Paris, France, and now home to both DHL's and Amazon's global cargo hubs. The airport is furthering its position as leader in aviation and is deeply committed to being an economic driver for the community. You can learn more and start your next adventure at cvgairport.com.
See you. Good to see you again.
Push that title
We're back.
up.
We promise. Are we back? Oh.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't know which one you're talking about.
I'll show you. Yeah.
Are we back?
Yeah, you're back.
Oh, hey, how are you? It's the Northern Kentucky Spotlight. We've got a very special guest coming in right now. Josh Anderson, have a seat. You might surmise, for those of you watching on Facebook, with the gear he's wearing,
That's right.
from the newly named Florence Y'alls.
right. Thank you.
Quick update. The Florence Freedom of the Frontier League is now the Florence Y'alls. Tell us how you guys came to this decision.
So it was a lengthy process. So we opened it up. First of all, making the decision to change the name of the team, opening up for fans to submit names. Had over 2,200 entries, all kinds of different names, right, were thrown out there. But the overwhelming kind of theme, we had over 800 submit y'all.
I did it.
y'alls.
I submitted it.
So
I did.
you're one of the 800.
One of the many. One of the many.
Right, so we narrowed it down to the final 5. There was like the name y'alls, and then there was everyone else within the same submission. So we kind of broke it down by category that people kind of voted by, and the last final vote was 5 names, and y'all's crushed it. It was like over 70% of the vote. And after you saw it, because a blind entry, you could submit anything you want, right? Pull any name out of the hat, and you can submit it.
And 800 people picked y'all.
40%. Like
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been a fun journey. It took probably a little longer than we may would have liked, but we wanted to make sure we got it right. We switched branding firms kind of about a quarter of the way through and brought it back home.
Yeah.
That was a real important thing for us, is, starting with a branding firm maybe outside Northern Kentucky, Greater Cincinnati, and wanting to bring it back to the roots of, this whole Y'all culture we want to create. We wanted to partner with a Northern Kentucky firm. I think it made sense and was important.
Do you want to say what the branding is?
So it's BLDG. Hey Jay, if you're watching, you
better be, right?
Yeah, they did a great job. They've become good friends of ours. They have worked their butts off.
They did an amazing job on this logo.
What a process normally takes like this 5 to 6 months, we asked them to do it in like 5 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And maybe not even that long. They're probably watching us shaking their head like, no, it's like 3 weeks, Josh.
Yeah.
But they've been great to work with. We've become very good friends with a lot of their folks there, and they've really embraced this. We've embraced them, and
I've got another fun fact.
Here we are.
They designed
The logo?
our
Yes.
square logo,
Perfect.
our
That's
chamber
right.
logo. So
Well, and the colors are even, reminiscent of the water tower right across the way.
Yeah.
That was the whole idea that they chose.
Yeah.
The logo's awesome. I'm buying a T-shirt. And you guys have got to think about that. I mean, this is one of those things where people are going to be like, the y'alls, I got to have some gear, right?
Right. So I mean, we came online with an online card a couple days ago, and we have been shipping things literally all over the country.
I bet.
From Alabama to Florida. I mean, if you look at the unofficial map as far as where do you all start, or you guys and yous guys, and who says
Yins and all
y'alls,
that.
right?
Yeah.
Like, we represent like the bottom third of the country,
Right.
from
Yeah.
here to Florida.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's one of the reasons why we are the first sports team you see going south, and we're the last sports team you see going north.
Great point.
Yep.
And everyone else south of us, it's all y'all.
It is all y'all.
It is y'all. And so that's
great.
why that's one of the reasons why.
That sounds, get that rim shot ready. That sounds like a home run.
There you go.
Oh, here we go. It's Y'all or Nothing. Another one. Thank you very much.
Yep.
So if people want to come see the Florence Y'alls, tell us when the season opens.
Yeah, so opening day this year is Thursday, May 14th. Beyond all the name change and everything else, another new exciting thing is our league grew from 10 teams to 14 teams this
Wow.
year.
Nice.
Yeah.
4 additional teams are now added on from what was then that was called the Can-Am League. And so you're going to get to see a team we play opening night called the New Jersey Jackals, who you've never seen play before.
Yeah.
Because they were in the Can-Am League last year. So not only is it a whole new kind of ball game from a new naming standpoint, a new theme, a new atmosphere, but you're going to see a team that has never come to town. So you get to see, and the difference between now is you're going to get to see some older players where we were very much a younger league before.
Yeah.
With the adaptation of the Can-Am League, we've kind of modified our league. So you could theoretically have big leaguers who maybe are just, hanging
backside
on.
of their career.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Coming to town. So
That's
Very cool.
awesome. Okay.
Congratulations
Yeah.
on the new logo. It's
That is
awesome.
great. That is great. It'll be great to see. And we will celebrate and support y'all for years to come.
All with y'all.
All with y'all.
I mean-
You know it. It's going to keep going.
Yeah.
All right, so listen, a couple of other headlines to hit this afternoon. NKU's Chase College of Law got an endowment. Now, this is a big deal because it's the largest gift ever in the 127-year history of Chase Law. First of all, a lot of people don't know that Chase Law is that old. And secondly, this is $2 million. And what's really cool is it comes from former U.S. Ambassador Patricia Herbold, who is a Chase graduate, and her husband, Robert. It'll create an endowed deanship. And what that means is the current dean will be the first one. But this essentially endows that position, the first ever endowed deanship anywhere at NKU. And Patricia Herbold was the ambassador to Singapore for several years, 2004 through 2009, after graduating from Chase.
Yep, more NKU news. Kroger, NKU is just killing it. So Kroger's Technology and Innovation Lab is going to open at NKU. It was unveiled on Friday. They did a cool little ribbon cutting at the Informatics Center. Students will work with Kroger's Research and Development Group, the firm 8451 that's downtown. This is a great opportunity for those students.
It really is. Real world experience.
Dr. Idea is doing some great stuff there, like getting the students real world experience with the chosen career path. So congratulations to them. And it aligns with the NKU's goal of success by design.
Yep. Spotted Yeti and Scooter Media, two of our favorites
I
here
love them.
at the Chamber. And they've... Spotted Yeti's been on several times before, and Scooter pretty much is the brains behind everything I do. I think.
we wouldn't be around if it wasn't for Scooter.
So Spotted Yeti, of course, you've seen their work at Blink, their video and marketing kind of world, and then Scooter in the public relations field, led by Shannon Boyer and Molly Behrens. They're bringing the band is getting back together. They shared space for a while, then got so big, both of them, that they separated. Now they've bought a building together on Scott Street in Covington, and they're going to be back under the same roof coming up in the spring, so we look forward to that.
Yep. Also, Fiona turns 3.
Yay!
And I know this because my little girl's about to turn 3.
There you go. You'll always remember.
Yes, I will. The Cincinnati Zoo and multiple other business organizations will celebrate. And remember, Fiona was born premature because her due date was really close to my daughter's. And
Well, probably so, yeah.
so-
she was the smallest hippo to ever survive 29
Yep.
pounds, so
and,
much celebrated.
you
to
get
be
the
had.
chunky hippos from Graders. Yes.
And then Rookwood's having a deal where they're re-releasing the Graders Bowls, but only at Rookwood, actually, at the actual Rookwood, so you can check that out as well. A new album, all kinds of good
Yeah.
stuff.
T-shirts,
You know
it's the Cincinnati region's little Sebastian for all
Yes.
you Parks and Rec people
am
out
I
there.
allowed to chime in on this?
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
go for
absolutely.
it.
You guys know, a couple years ago, we did the Christmas in July theme and gave away ugly sweater jerseys with Fiona's emblem on them.
This is excellent
We
work.
did a Fiona snow globe giveaway that day.
That's
and
perfect.
We took a Wednesday, which, let's be honest, in the entertainment business, Wednesdays
Yeah,
are
not
always
the
a
greatest
challenge.
one.
We sold out the day,
Awesome.
giving
Nice.
away a hippopotamus.
I'm telling you, Fiona
Christmas.
can
Nice.
literally turn an
July.
economy around. That's what everybody needs to
Little
Fiona.
Sebastian.
Excellent, little Sebastian. Are you going to sing? You're going to sing the song?
No.
Okay,
You don't
so
want me to
did
sing.
you hear about the Two-Faced Rick Pitino bourbon bottle
I
situation?
did not, but I
Okay.
wouldn't be surprised if Brent
Okay.
Cooper was
This
back
sounds
there
awesome.
making that.
Okay, so
logo.
essentially, and you're gonna have to look this up, but it was like a comic, right? And so
Yeah.
it was literally Rick Pitino split down the middle. On one side, it was like happy,
Winning
well
championships
dressed,
for
winning
UK.
championship for UK Rick Pitino. The other side was like dollars in the air and ladies dancing. I'll just leave it at that. And so once I was blue, once I was red. Well, the rumor was, according to some very prominent Kentucky Twitter accounts, that this was the new Riff bottle. It is not.
Yeah.
It is. We need to be extremely clear. It is not.
Yeah.
So essentially, what they believe happened. Now, number one, no one's ever seen this artwork on a bottle. So the artwork is out there, but no one's ever seen it on a bottle. Rumor was it was on a bottle. If it was on a bottle, it was done aftermarket, essentially, is what the new Riff is saying. They're not doing it.
I Googled this for a while, and I couldn't find anything other than just the artwork itself, which, if you're watching on Facebook, it's up
Which is
it's up
why,
on the
may I
screen.
say, don't believe everything you read on Twitter.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out.
Oh, the internet trolls.
Jeremy, is it time?
Yes, it is.
For Jeremy's Chamber Roundup.
All right. So today we've got Pints and Perspectives, Balancing Career and Wellness. That is at the YMCA in Burlington. So get out there. If you didn't register, walk-ins are welcome. That starts at 4:30, I believe. So that's our next stop today. So get out there. Women's Initiative Connect Hour at Silver Lake, the family place, is coming up on the 27th. And then also, if you've seen lately, we've been taking these chamber trips internationally, and this next year's chamber trip is going to be to Spain, and it's a really, really great deal.
Do they need a podcast done from there, do you think?
I think we need to go ahead and put that in. We need to make sure that Gene gets that.
And some special guests.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But we're having an information session on February 6th, so you can come and see what the trip's all about.
Okay.
Again, it's a really great deal. These trips are really awesome. They're super well attended, and they're actually really good networking because of the caliber of people that are on the trip.
Excellent. All right. Well, listen, stay with us. Coming your way next, a longtime local business owner answering your HVAC questions.
Did you know the Northern Kentucky Chamber can help celebrate your business's grand opening, reopening, or new location with a ribbon cutting? To take advantage of this member benefit, contact the Chamber at 859-578-8800 and ask for Lynn Ablin. Are you looking for talent in Northern Kentucky? Post your jobs to nkychamber.jobs. nkychamber.jobs is the premier job board to search for jobs in Northern Kentucky. Chamber members post your jobs for free and receive exclusive discounts on Find.jobs recruitment products. Sign up today by visiting www.nkychamber.jobs. That's www.nkychamber.jobs.
Welcome back to Northern Kentucky Spotlight. We're talking now with Tom Winstall from Entervise, a commercial and industrial HVAC contractor. Welcome, Tom. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Let's talk first of all about your business and how long you've been doing it.
Sure. So we've been in business for 34 years. We're kind of a niche facility service provider. We focus on maintaining, repairing, and retrofitting existing building heating and air conditioning systems. And we also work to upgrade building automation systems.
Okay.
So access control, getting into the building, controlling lights, controlling HVAC.
Vastly
energy
different than when
usage.
you started 34 years ago,
Just
right?
a little bit. Just a little bit.
So that's the company. Now let's hear a little bit about you and your leadership style.
Sure. So I'm actually fourth generation of our family associated with the heating and air conditioning industry. Truth be known, when I left college, I thought I would leave Miami University and go into finance. And at the time, my dad really wanted to start an HVAC services company and had a great passion for it. And thought it'd be fun to do a startup together. And so here I am 34 years later.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So what about that leadership style? What's your team like, and how do you lead them?
Sure. So we have 106 employees.
Wow.
90 or so are out in the field servicing and installing HVAC equipment. They're spread out across 80 counties in the states of Ohio, Indiana, and Kentucky. And I feel like I'm really kind of a steward in the business. We have a great leadership team, which helps me to be able to focus with the high beams on out into the future and to support our vision. Our vision is providing excellent service to our regional customers, as well as creating rewarding careers for all of our employees.
Awesome. So yeah, you've got a pretty big workforce. So how do you develop your workforce and make them better?
That's a great question. So our industry is like many other industries right now, struggling to find skilled labor.
Yes.
We just don't see as many people young people going into the trades. And we've always hoped that when we have a technician come to Entervise, that they would retire with our company. So we invest a lot of time into workforce development, developing our technicians for the future, mentoring with apprentice training programs. We want to really nurture individuals so that they can come into our industry and have a really successful career in our industry.
If there's a young person listening, or maybe the parent of a young person listening, who's like, okay, college, we're thinking about that, but there's also these trades.
Yeah.
What would you say to that person to consider trades as a workforce?
Sure. So you can come out of high school and go into an advanced training program. There's a lot of training programs here in the tri-state area, and graduate without any debt. There are a lot of employers that will bring you on and employ you while you're learning, and you can go and graduate and go right into a journeyman trade, whether it's in our business, mechanical trades, electricians, plumbers, HVAC professionals, and be making a lot of money.
It's kind of like before we were talking about a buyer's versus seller's market. This is like a high school graduates market to figure out, to get in and not have any debt. That would be incredible.
So you've been expanding. So what brought you to expand to different geographic locations or areas?
Yeah, it was really our customers. A lot of our customers have portfolios of properties that are spread out across the region. And so they're looking for consistency, and with our company maintaining and servicing their equipment, a lot of times they'll ask us to move to an adjacent area to service additional buildings that they have.
You mentioned a little of the technology. Let's talk about smart buildings. Tell us exactly what's going on in these smart buildings.
Yeah, it's crazy. I tell you what, there's been a lot of technology advances in our industry. I've never seen such a rapid rate of change as what I've seen just in the last 5 years. Smart buildings have been smart buildings for some time, but they're getting smarter. And I think our listeners can identify with your home. Smart homes today. You expect that you could be able to pull up your phone and change your thermostat setting on your heating and air conditioning system, maybe turn on your lights, run your garage door open and closed, or even peer out through your door, your doorbell, and see who's at your front door. And so that technology has come to buildings now. It's available to building owners, and it's really transformed what we can do, not only with larger buildings, but with also light commercial buildings. As that technology has advanced, it's become less expensive. It's making buildings simpler. They can operate buildings without a lot of worry and attention, and we're just seeing that we can make buildings work better with building owners investing in this new technology.
So what's next for Enterprise in the Northern Kentucky region?
You know what? We're excited. We have a new Walton office that we just put together. It's our 5th branch.
Wow.
And we've been in Northern Kentucky for quite some time, servicing our building owners and managers. We actually have 19 employees that reside here in the Bluegrass State. So it represents better than 15% of our workforce. And the Northern Kentucky region is just thriving and growing by leaps and bounds. So we just want to be a part of that growth.
Well, we welcome you, absolutely. We've got your question of the month, right?
Yes, well, first let's ask, how do we reach you? Someone wants to talk to you guys about coming in and running fixing their HVAC or setting up a new one of these cool new systems.
Sure. So they can find us on the web at enervise.com, ENERVISE, or our local Kentucky branch office at 859-372-1400, or outside of the Kentucky region, 1-800-845-4839.
Excellent.
Awesome. All right. So at the Chamber this month, we're focused in on wellness. What is that one thing that you do to focus on your health or wellness?
Well, I've always believed in the adage, things in motion stay in motion. And for years, I tried to get to the gym and struggled with that. So more recently, I put a home gym. My wife and I put a home gym in our house.
Yes.
And I subscribed to a training app called Sworkit. I'm now doing Sworkit a couple days a week.
I've seen this.
Yeah.
I've seen this.
Yeah.
Yes, that's interesting. I'll have to.
We got the Peloton, we got the Sworkit, we got the mirror. Have you seen the mirror?
I've seen the mirror.
The
I want
mirror's
the
cool.
mirror. It's horribly expensive, but
Yeah.
So
So is the
anything that
Peloton.
lowers that barrier of getting to the gym, right? If it's in the next room, it's a little bit easier.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, Tom, thank you so much. We appreciate it. And thank you guys for joining us as well. Remember, hit subscribe on podcasts. If you're listening to this on your favorite podcast platform, wherever you are, you can hit subscribe. It literally takes 1 second. If you're watching on Facebook, go ahead and share so we can make sure everybody gets the information. We want to thank, as always, our title sponsor, CVG, our studio sponsor, the L&N Federal Credit Union, Jennifer Voorhees, Josh Anderson, Tom Winstel for coming in, Jeremy Schran for being the brains behind the operation, and Ben Gastright for making sure everything goes right. Next week, what do we got?
Next week, we're going to finish out January and our Health and Wellness Month with exercising for health and wellness.
Okay, can we stop talking about health and wellness after that? Is it candy the next week?
Yeah, because it's Valentine's Day.
What do we
after
love?
that.
Yeah, candy.
And then also we got the NKU Nurse Advocacy Center for the underserved.
Great.
This is a really great program. They won one of the grants from Horizon Fund. So the Horizon Fund's going to come in with them, and we're going to talk
Perfect.
that. It's really, really, really great program.
We say that there's a lot of great stuff happening in Northern Kentucky. This proves it. So next week, be sure to join us for that. Hit subscribe, hit share, and thank you once again for joining us for Northern Kentucky Spotlight.